Thank you for visiting mdinteractive.com. Today, we're going to have a general overview of the 2017 MIPS program. So let's get started. In order to get ready to report for the 2017 MIPS, we thought we'd take you through some basic program descriptions and background. First of all, what is the Quality Payment Program, or QPP? How does the Merit-Based Incentive Payment System, or MIPS, work? And for 2017, what are the reporting categories for MIPS? So let's get ready. The Quality Payment Program, or QPP, will begin in 2017, and it affects 2019 reimbursements. The primary aims are basically just to reform Medicare Part B payments to clinicians and to improve the quality of healthcare across the delivery system in the U.S. To accomplish these objectives, there's two basic tracks: either the Merit-Based Incentive Payment System, or MIPS, which you report with MD Interactive, or the Advanced Alternative Payment Models, which you should visit qpp.cms.gov if you're interested in reporting in that method. So let's look a little bit deeper into what is MIPS and how to report with MD Interactive. MIPS combines several of CMS's prior programs: PQRS, the Value-Based Modifier Program, and the EHR Meaningful Use Program. They all fall into this one new MIPS program with four categories. There's Quality, which replaces PQRS, Advancing Care Information, also known as ACI, which replaces the EHR Meaningful Use Program, a new category called Improvement Activities, or IA, and lastly, the fourth category will be Cost. This will come directly from claims data and will not be applied in 2017. So for 2017 MIPS reporting, there are a total of 3 possible categories that can be reported for a maximum of 100 points. Let's take a look first at the quality category. Remember, this is the category that's going to replace PQRS. First and foremost, it is 60% of that MIPS score that we referred to, so a maximum of 60 points. Each provider can select 6 quality measures, similar to PQRS, including at least one outcome measure or high priority measure. Each measure will be reported on at least 50% of the provider or the tax ID's eligible Medicare and non-Medicare patients this year. Providers should also be aware of what's called topped-out measures. These are measures that have a high national benchmark and are therefore very difficult to earn those additional points unless their performance rate is 100%. Now let's take a look at the ACI category, or Advancing Care Information. Remember, this category will be replacing Meaningful Use this year. First and foremost, it will be 25% of your final MIPS score this year, so eligible for a maximum of 25 points. There is a 90-day minimum reporting period. That reporting period must be selected within 2017. This category has a variety of measures that make it up. So there are base measures, which are required, and those take up 50% of your score, or 12.5 points. The additional 12.5 points comes from performance measures and bonus measures. Most measures require either yes or no answers or a numerator and denominator. Reports can be run directly off your EHR to pull those numbers. A little bit more about ACI. All base measures are required to earn any points within this category, so those must be completed first, and then any performance or extra measures can be done after that. Depending on what version of EHR you have, whether it's 2014 or 2015, that will determine how many base measures you have, either 4 or 5. Exclusions are available for e-prescribing and health information exchange for certain clinicians. Lastly, groups reporting ACI together, numerator and denominators can be added. Now let's take a look at improvement activities. This is the new category for this year. This category will make up 15% of your final MIPS score for 2017, so a maximum of 15 points. There is also a 90-day minimum reporting period for this category. It is new for all providers. Each provider will attest on participation in the activities. There are over 90 activities to choose from within 9 different subcategories. Each of these activities are designated as either a medium-weighted activity or a high-weighted activity. And CMS has provided a full summary of descriptions as well as some suggested documentation that you can find directly on our website. A little bit more about IA. Groups with 15 or fewer providers or non-patient facing clinicians, or if you're in a rural professional area, you only have to attest for 1 high-weighted or 2 medium-weighted activities. Groups with over 15 providers have slightly different requirements. They will need to attest to 2 high-weighted activities or a combination of 1 high-weighted and 2 medium-weighted or 4 medium-weighted activities. So now it's time to get set reporting. The first steps before you can report MIPS are to determine which providers within your group are eligible, choose whether you'll be reporting as an individual or as a group, and then you get to pick your PACE this year for 2017. So let's learn a little bit more about each of these. How do you know if you need to report for MIPS? The first step is to determine your eligibility for MIPS. Some providers this year are included and others will be excluded. From the list below, you can see the types of providers that will be included for 2017 MIPS. Most importantly, these types of providers must bill Medicare Part B for more than $30,000 a year and see more than 100 Medicare patients per year. From the list on the right-hand side, you can see those that will be excluded this year from MIPS. Any questions or concerns about eligibility, we highly recommend that you visit qpp.cms.gov and check the participation lookup. There, you simply put in your provider's NPI and you can determine whether CMS is expecting MIPS reporting this year or not. So once you've determined provider eligibility, it's now time to decide whether you want to report as an individual or as a group. Eligible clinicians can report as individuals or as groups. Any 2 or more eligible clinicians who bill with the same tax ID number can be considered as a group. There are no requirements to register with CMS to report as a group. And lastly, groups can receive a collective score and be assessed on the score as a group across all the MIPS categories that are being reported by your group. The next thing to determine are, what are my reporting options? For 2017, CMS is allowing providers to pick their PACE. What this means is that regardless of which PACE you choose, you can avoid any penalties on your 2019 reimbursement. The different PACEs this year include a test PACE, a partial participation PACE, and then the full participation. Let's take a few moments to see exactly what these 3 PACEs require. For the test PACE, you just need to submit a minimum amount of 2017 data from any category to avoid financial penalty in 2019. For example, you could submit data for 1 quality measure for at least 1 eligible patient and have tested MIPS. Or you could attest for the 4 or 5 ACI-based measures for a minimum of 90 days. Or you could attest for 1 improvement activities also for a minimum of 90 days. Any one of these categories with a minimum amount of data will allow you to test MIPS for 2017. Now let's take a look at the partial year. This requires 90 days of data to be submitted to CMS. This is a limited amount of 2017 data that will be sent to Medicare to earn a possible positive payment adjustment. You can do any category or combination thereof. So you could submit data for 6 quality measures for 90 days, which must include 1 outcome or high priority measure, and or you could attest for the 4 or 5 ACI base measures, for 90 days, and or you could attest for improvement activities also for 90 days. The final option this year is a full year participation, or 365 days. You would submit a full year of data in all 3 categories to earn a possible positive payment adjustment. So that would mean that you submit 6 quality measures, including 1 high outcome and 1 high priority measure for the year, and you would attest for the 4 or 5 ACI-based measures for the year, and you would attest for up to 4 improvement activities also for all of 2017. Now you're ready to go. With the background of QPP, your MIPS overview, and the description of the 3 categories for 2017, you now know your reporting options. First, by determining your eligibility as a provider, deciding whether you want to report as an individual or as a group, and lastly, you can pick your pace for 2017. MD Interactive is here for you. We can begin your MIPS reporting at any time. We have all MIPS categories available, as well as all measures. With our 18 years of experience and our easy software, we offer you exceptional support at a great low price. So let's get started reporting MIPS for 2017. Thank you.